Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'akol niyeh b'dvaro. I have a problem with the word tolerance. Tolerance is good, you know. You realize, or you come to the conclusion that other people have other ideas. I accept you. I respect your right. As a matter as they say, I don't agree with you, and I will make sure that you have every right to have an opinion that is different from mine. That's tolerance. But on the other hand, you know, to be tolerant also means, you know, I really don't like you, but I'm tolerant, so I'll accept you. But basically, I really don't like you. So I have a problem with this word tolerance. You know, the Jews were tolerated by Islam. When they lived in the Arab countries where Islam was the religion, you know, there were those that followed the religion, and there were people that were tolerated. In other words, we'll let you live where you are, we won't bother you, but we really don't accept you. You're not like us. You are different. We are tolerating you. You know, you have no rights, but I'll let you stay. So I have a problem with this word tolerance, you know. By the way, and I want to go back to several centuries ago, as a matter of fact, to the year 165 before the Common Era, when in Israel, the Greek religion was trying to be imposed upon everybody. You know, the Greeks were very tolerant. You know, they had many gods, and when they came into another place and they conquered it, they sometimes incorporated the gods of others. They tolerated. You know, they believed, you know, everybody has a right to have his own god, something like that. But eventually, they tried to impose Greek culture upon everybody because they thought that would unite everybody into one country, into one people. They were in Asia. Greece is in Europe. They crossed the Mediterranean, went into Asia, and conquered great parts of Asia Minor, that is called, including Syria, including Israel, of course. And they tried to bring the circus, Greek art, Greek culture, Greek music, Greek language. And of course, there were many Jews that wanted to adopt that because Greek had a tremendous culture. It was very progressive, science and what have you, that the Greeks brought with them. But on the other hand, there were those that did not want to do it. They were Jews. They had their Jewish God. They had the Jewish temple. They did not want to incorporate Greek culture into their lives. And this is the story of Hanukkah, really. The story of Hanukkah is really the clash between those that wanted to Hellenize the Jewish people and those that wanted to remain loyal to their tradition. So in a sense, some were tolerant and the others were not. You know, those that wanted to become Hellenized, you know, they weren't against Jewish tradition. They would get together, I am sure, for a Seder of Pesach. I don't know if they said the entire Haggadah, if they did all the rituals with it, but they weren't against the Jewish tradition, but they also wanted at the same time to incorporate Greek way of living, Greek words, Greek culture, Greek music, Greek theater into their lives. So who is right? Those that are tolerant or those that are not tolerant? Because those that wanted to remain loyal to the faith of their ancestors, they were intolerant. You know, sometimes I think to myself, what is really tolerance? Why am I tolerant? Because deep down, I have no beliefs, really. I don't have real principles. I am very flexible. You know, today I'm this, tomorrow I'm something else. It depends on the circumstance, but I have no real commitment to anything. A commitment means that I'm loyal to my faith. A commitment means that I'm loyal to the history of my ancestors. And this was really a clash between those that were committed and those that were not committed. Those that were really superficial. You know, to be tolerant really means I don't believe in anything in particular. It depends on the circumstance. I will adapt myself the way the moment requires. But those who are really clear in their mission in life, those who are very clear in what are the commandments that God gave us, how we are supposed to lead our lives, those cannot go into any compromise with anybody else. So maybe Hanukkah, aside from anything else, is really the reaction, the interaction between these two forces, those that wanted to become like the Greeks and those that wanted to remain. Well, if we take a jump to present-day life, we find that there are great enclaves of those that are very close to Jewish tradition. There are more yeshivot today than ever. There is more practice of Judaism than ever in our history, in the history of the last 2,000 years. Yet at the same time, we find that there is a greater group that is really very tolerant. There's a greater group that really has no commitment to the Jewish principles. They're Jews, but they are very permeable. They are indifferent, or sometimes they are very easily influenced by circumstances around them. To whom does the future belong? Does it belong to those who are tolerant, or does it belong to those who are really committed? Well, I ask you, who is the one that has really maintained the identity of Jewish tradition throughout the ages, if it is not those that were very clear? Many have been lost throughout the ages. Nowadays, more than anti-Semitism, which unfortunately is being reinvigorated every day, assimilation is really the greater enemy of the Jewish people. So Hanukkah should really be a time not only of lighting the menorah, remembering what happened then, but also our commitment to be true to our Jewish tradition.